What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Cool Colas here again. So today I got a new recipe for y'all. I want to show you all how I make alkaline electric walnut milk. So this is my recipe that I use for making walnut milk from scratch. So before we get started, the first thing I want to tell you is the reason why I actually do this is because I understand now, like, kind of the difference between having something that's alkaline, like as far as a milk goes, or a milk product, and having something that is like you think is healthy but isn't as healthy as, you know, it could be for you. So I'll give you an example what I mean by that. So like a lot of people who are probably watching this video, growing up I drunk like 2% milk, like the cow's milk. But I mean, if you think about, you know, what's in cow's milk, you probably would never really like, you know, like drink it like that for real. When I found out how terrible it was for you, I started drinking like almond milk. But then I found out there are some really like weird things with almond milk even, because at first I was thinking that was like a healthier alternative, and really, like, I found out there's a lot of oxalates in almond milk, and then if you drink it too much, it actually can give you kidney stones. So that's one thing to just keep in mind, is if you drink that too much, you run that type of risk. But walnut milk is alkaline, so it's actually good for you, and it's something that you can think about making if you really want some milk, or you really want just a different variation of smoothie. So with that little explanation right there, let's get into it. So here are the things that you're going to need today. So if you take a look here, you got a lot of different stuff. You got a little bit of sea salt, you got some blue agave, you got some actual walnuts, and then you got some spring water right here in the corner as well too. So with all of that, we're going to get started, and I'm going to show you what the measurements are and how you're going to do this. So you're going to need your NutriBullet again, just like you did for the smoothie that we did for hemp milk. And it's going to be kind of a similar concept. So you're going to need one of these little things, containers for your bullet, your NutriBullet. And what I want to start off by doing is taking at least 2 cups of the walnuts and scooping them in. So give me 1 second and I'm going to do that. So we'll take the 2 cups. So this is a half cup, by the way, y'all, just so you won't get confused. And you're like, why he put in like 4 cups? Well, he just said 2 cups. So this is a half cup, so I'm gonna put 4 of these in. Three. Oops. And then I'm gonna put in 4 of those half cups. All right, next thing that you want to put in is 2 cups of your actual water, your spring water. So I actually put it in a, you know, little pitcher, so we can actually pour it into the little bullet thing that I talked about before. We'll pour that right in. So we got that going. And you're gonna need at least 2 tablespoons of blue agave. I like to do a little bit more because I like my walnut milk to be a little bit sweeter, because it's a little different than the hemp milk. Hemp milk is obviously like less heavy and whatnot. You know, walnut milk is gonna it's gonna soak up that sugar consistency a little bit more. So I'm gonna put 3 tablespoons for mine, but generally for the recipe you put in 2 if you don't like yours a little bit sweeter. Running a little low on the blue agave. By the way, I just got to say this too. Just like the day sugar, it is not cheap. Be willing to spend about $10 for one of these things if you're trying to get some blue agave. You know, you can't, you know, spend the money that you would spend on like sugar and, you know, and all that, and think you're gonna get that type of quality. So there's that. The next thing you want to put in is some sea salt. And you're going to put in about 1/4 teaspoon of table salt. So I'm going to, I said table salt, of sea salt, sorry. I'm getting tongue-tied here talking to y'all.
What about for the walnuts? Is there a certain way that you have to like do them?
Yeah, so that's the other thing too. I meant to say this at the beginning of the video, so I'm sorry about this, but with the walnuts, you actually want to soak them overnight. So the walnuts that I'm actually putting into this mixture, I had to soak them overnight in order for them to get like soft enough where when I blend them, they're able to like blend okay once I do the next part of this. So thank you for reminding me about that. That is important, very, very important, because you don't want them to be dry going in. And I soak mine in like spring water and I just let them sit overnight. And then I just need to get the spindle real quick, and then I'm going to put that onto the blender. So just give me a second here. Okay. We're going to plug that in, and we're going to blend this for about a minute until it gets like kind of liquidy. So your consistency should look somewhat like this after you're done. Just so you kind of just get an idea, it should look like semi-liquidy with a little bit of grit left over when you are done putting it in the blender. And then the next thing that you're going to do once you do that is you're going to take this mixture and you're actually going to strain it. So let me move all this over so I can kind of show you how I ended up doing that. So you want to get yourself a container where the liquid is actually going to pour downward. What I have is a strainer, and I got a cheesecloth. Generally, you could probably get something like a nut milk bag, but if they don't have that at your store like they didn't at mine when I went to go check, you can use a cheesecloth, and it's a decent substitute for you using the nut milk bag and you know, being able to strain it. So I'm going to take the slurry that I have here, and I'm going to dump it into this so it can be strained. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull that up a little bit. I don't want to pour too much in there at one time because I know it's all trying to strain. It may take a little minute, but what you don't want to do is you don't want to force it and push it down, because what you're going to do is you're going to take like your gritty parts and you're going to start accidentally pushing your gritty parts down into the actual like little liquid that you're trying to like pour out of this. Because the whole purpose of this is to strain just the liquid so it's not so gritty when you drink it. Because I know when I first started doing this, I was just like using the strainer, and then I was taking a spoon and I was mashing it down so the liquid would come out of it. But what I was doing was I was actually like mashing down like the contents as well too into the mixture. And I was like, I mean, this tastes good, but it's a little gritty. So, I mean, you can dab it down a little bit if you want to, if you're like impatient and you really just want the stuff to just drain as fast as possible. But really, you should just kind of just let it do that, and you should kind of just be patient with it and then kind of just go from there. But yeah, you just want to, you know, let it go down, let it like trickle down into the bowl. You know, it's I see it kind of going down right now a little bit. Like there's still liquid in there, but that's because I obviously poured a lot in it. Y'all saw that. And then like once it pours down, you can you know, finally like put it in a container. So we're just gonna wait for that process. But yeah, while we're waiting though, this is like just a very good like alternative to something that you can do if you definitely don't want to do a cow's milk, if you don't want to do almond milk, or you don't want to do any like just random nut and you're not really sure how healthy it really is. Walnut milk is walnuts actually are alkaline nuts. And just like walnuts, you got Brazilian nuts, and you got hemp seeds, and you got like sesame seeds and things like that. Those are all like alkaline like types of nuts, like variations of them. So I've never seen anybody like do a, you know, sesame seed like milk, but I've seen like people do walnut milk, and I've obviously done hemp milk myself. I'm pretty sure people have done like Brazilian nut milk mixes as well too, but yeah, like you can do like, you know, different variations like that are alkaline and that are, you know, that are good. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a spoon and I'm just gonna rinse this off, and I'm gonna wipe it and mash it down just a little bit, just so like we can kind of move it along a little bit faster. But I'm not gonna mash it too hard because I do not want the slurry or any of like the grit from the slurry to, you know, drip into the thing. I'm not gonna mash it down too hard, but, and as you can see, some of like the gritty stuff is kind of sticking to the cheesecloth, and that's kind of how it should be, because you're not looking for that to again go into the liquid that's like falling to the bottom. You're looking for just like this this liquidy part minus like the little grit parts to actually fall down into the thing. So it may take a bit. So what we're gonna do is just for the sakes of like camera purposes, we're gonna like just stop for a second, and we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come right back, and we're gonna tell you how the mixture works. All right, we're back, y'all, and all of our liquid is finally poured out from that slurry that we had with the walnut milk mixture that I showed you all earlier. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pour it into the little bullet thingy I told you about, and take a look. And there you have it, y'all. Walnut milk. Hope y'all enjoyed this video like I'm about to enjoy this milk. All right, I'll see y'all later. Peace.